Hello, fellow students. This is Joey,
Caitlin, and Zoe.
and we're here to talk to you about the life of Rosa Parks.
Rosa Louise Macaulay was born on February 4th, 1913 in Tuskegee, Alabama. Her parents were James and Leona Macaulay. After her parents separated when she was 2, she moved with her mother to live with family in Pine Level, Alabama. Rosa spent her youth at her grandparents' farm. Rosa Parks' childhood brought her early experiences with racial discrimination and activism for racial equality. At a young age, Rosa was taught to read by her mother. She attended a segregated one-room school in Pine Level, Alabama. The school often lacked sufficient school supplies such as desks. Students attending African American schools were forced to walk while those attending white schools had bus transportation. Rosa left school to attend to both her sick grandmother and mother back in Pine Level. She never returned to her studies. Instead, she got a job at a shirt factory in Montgomery.
Rosa married Raymond Parks, a barber and an active member of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People in the year of 1932. They were married almost 45 years until he died on August 16, 1977, of cancer at age 74.
On December 1st, 1955, on Rosa's way home from the general store where she worked as a seamstress, she boarded the bus and sat in the first row reserved for African Americans. All the white seats had been filled. Driver James F. Blake asked Parks along with 3 other African Americans to vacate their seats. Blake said, "Y'all better make it light on yourselves and let me have those seats." The African American riders followed his command, but Parks refused. This small act of civil disobedience would spark the Montgomery bus boycott.
Next stop, Parks was arrested and fined $10, but this wasn't the first time that Parks had encountered James F. Blake. In 1943, she had paid her fare at the front of the bus that he was driving, then exited so she could re-enter through the back door, as required. Blake pulled away before she could even re-enter the bus. After Rosa Parks was arrested, she called E.D. Nixon, an African-American leader. Nixon then bailed her out of jail and determined that she would be an honest and sympathetic figure in the NAACP.
The Women's Political Council, a group of black women working for civil rights, began handing out flyers calling for a boycott of the bus system on December 5th, the day that Rosa was tried in courts. As news of the boycott was announced in a church service on Sunday, December 4th, approximately 40,000 African American bus riders boycott the system by carpooling, walking, or even riding bicycles. Several months after Rosa's arrest in Montgomery, she was still suffering. She lost her job at the department store. Parks' husband was fired after his boss forbid him to talk about his wife or court case. Rosa left Montgomery and moved to Detroit, Michigan. When she got there, Rosa got a job at the U.S. Representative John Kerry's office, where she became a secretary and receptionist. She also served the Planned Parenthood Federation of America.
Rosa Louise Parks died on October 24, 2005, due to natural causes at age 92. She died peacefully in her apartment on the east side of Detroit. Rosa had been diagnosed with progressive dementia 3 years prior. 3 days after Parks passed away, all buses in Detroit and Montgomery reserved the front seats with black ribbons in her honor and were not taken off until she had been laid in her final resting place. When she was buried, they released white balloons in her honor as the procession went by. Rosa Parks' funeral lasted for 7 hours, and the whole time, people.
While Rosa Parks was shining from the spotlight throughout her life, she remained an esteemed figure in the history of American civil rights activism. In 1999, the U.S. Congress awarded her its highest honor, and that was the life of Rosa Parks from
Joey,
Caitlin,
and Zoe.